Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my first anti-haul of the year. I feel like the end of 2018, I didn't really focus so much on anti-hauls because there was just an overabundance of makeup launches. And it was just too much. Honestly, for me, it was too much. Every brand had their holiday collection, their special edition collection, my earring is almost popping off. It's so shook. It was just intense. Too intense for me. I couldn't focus with all the holiday stuff and being with my family and spending time for Christmas and all this and all that. I just could not focus on really looking at products that way because I feel like I didn't buy into all of the holiday collection stuff with the exception of like 2 things. But it's a highlighter and a lipstick and that's it. Other than that, all the other collections, it was just like, no thank you. There was just too much going on, too much makeup launches like left and right. I feel like brands around the holiday are like, it's the holiday, everyone's buying gifts, just throw this out, throw that out, throw this new thing out. It's new, people are gonna buy it because it's new. And I'm just like, over it. I feel like brands should focus more on putting out like good collections, well made, everything works good in the collection, all the products work well, rather than just popping collections out left and right. Quickly, before we start off with the products, just remember that this anti-haul video, these opinions are my opinions. If you don't feel the same, that is totally fine. It's just makeup at the end of the day. And if you like it, go out and buy it. Spend your coin. That's okay. I'm just letting you know what I'm not going to spend my coin on. Because if I wasn't making this video, I still wouldn't be spending my coins on these specific products that I'm going to mention. And it is what it is. If you don't like anti-hauls, you don't have to watch this video because that's exactly what it is. Unless you want to stay towards the end of the video, which I'm going to give you guys like a few products that are on my wish list. I thought I would include that to these anti-hauls just so it won't just be products that I don't want to buy. You know, there's also products that are coming out that I do want to buy that I am interested in that did catch my attention. So that would be towards the end of the video if you want to skip all the way over there. Now let's get on to the anti-haul portion of the video. Starting off with this palette from Alamar Cosmetics. The only color in this palette that caught my attention was the yellow, and that's literally the only color that I'm like, the yellow. The packaging I feel like is more pretty and is more like interesting than the actual palette. Based off the packaging, I would have loved to see like a cranberry red shade or like a really pretty pink like the flowers of the palette, and like the green to be a little bit more vibrant or a brighter green. I would also like to see like a midnight blue. It's a pretty palette. I'm not going to say like, oh, horrible palette. No, it's a pretty palette. I'm just not digging it enough to spend my money on it. Now what I would say that I would be interested in are those brushes. I got a little trio set from BoxyCharm one of the months, and I have been obsessed with their brushes since then. And I still use them. One of the brushes is like my everyday brushes, and it's this one, and it's, I don't know if it has a name. The name's rubbing off, but it is the Alamar brush, and it's like those little flat ones. I use it to clean up under my eyebrows. So that's one of my favorites. So next is this collaboration that, I mean, come on. This looked like a collection they had sitting in storage for like months, and then they're like, who's someone who will get a lot of money, who would get a lot of attention and buy our collection? Khloe Kardashian and her best friend Malika. And then they have this. I saw this collection in person in Ulta, and the stock was completely full. Like if no one was interested in the collection, and it was a busy day. It was a few days before Christmas. That Ulta was packed like this, and no one but me, when I was around there, was around there swatching and seeing how they work. It was so lackluster, and I'm not into it. I would not buy anything from the collection. It's just a no-go. I would have liked that maybe they did just with her a collection and not like a BFF collection like they did with Malika. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm definitely skipping that one. Next is this MAC collection. Now MAC, I feel like the last time I was interested in one of their collections that was like an actual full collection of specific packaging for that collaboration they were doing was the Hello Kitty collection. And I still have, let me see, it's right here. I still have this from that collection, and I keep it now just as a collector's item because in reality, now that I know about makeup, I feel like a idiot for buying this because it totally does not work for my skin tone. It didn't work back then. I thought it did. I mean, I was what, maybe 16 years old getting into makeup. I didn't really know about makeup that much, so I mean, I loved Hello Kitty back then. I was obsessed with it, which is why I wanted something from their collaboration. And yeah, I still have this palette to remind me of what a dumbass I was. But this collection, I mean, I just feel like they pull collections out of their ass left and right. And it doesn't even have to be a good collection. It's like, oh, it's the new year. This is the new collection. It's Christmas. Look at all this stuff that just... I feel like, again, I feel like they would focus on pulling out good collections like they used to before, where every product you feel if you buy it would work good, and not just like, you know, be like, well, that didn't work. That also didn't work. That also didn't work. And it's just like, I feel like for them, their new thoughts should be quality over quantity, because the amount of collections they launch in a year, it's like 3 months passed by and I was like, damn, I didn't even know MAC launched that collection. Like, and there's already 20 collections after it. It's insane. But I will definitely be skipping this. Lucky Red collection. Now this palette, I was excited for. Honestly, I was excited for because...
Please, I'm choking. Sorry.
Honestly, I was excited for this collection because their first palette, which looks like this, I've always wanted it. Never brought myself around to buying it. Just because the price point. I feel like for Lime Crime, this is expensive. Like, they're not a high-end brand. Like as high-end to charge like 50 bucks. I think it's like 54 bucks for that palette. That just seems a little excessive in my opinion. And then I was like, okay, maybe this new palette, the second one, is going to be really good. Then I guess I'll spend my money on it. So then I see what they launch, which is this, and I'm just like, really? Like, you were doing so good with the first palette. I guess I will have to keep that first palette on my wish list to see when I decide to buy it. But this one's just like so lackluster for me. Like, the packaging is more interesting and fun than what's inside, in my opinion, for me. But I mean, I guess if people want, like, maybe they thought the first palette was just too much for them, they're like, let's put something more neutral. But they're known for being like out of the box and being more extra with their collections and their makeup. And then this, I was so sad because I really wanted it. But it is what it is. Also, those little wild cherry lip things that are on there, I had one of those like in thought of me buying it. But then I saw these. I think I'm just going to stick to their other, what they have already out. The milky pink one just makes me think of a milky pink color, and I'm just not a fan of that. The corally one looks just too orangey coral for my liking. And then that metallic one, I am a fan of glosses now, and I like sparkly glittery glosses, but I don't like glosses that are metallic. It's just not my cup of tea. And then that first one, the glitter just looks super chunky, and it's like that lime green color. I'm just not digging it. Next is this palette that I know a lot of people like to tell me like, oh, you wouldn't buy a palette because it's 100 and something because you can't afford it, or how can you not like a palette just based on the price? And I've repeated this over and over and over again. Like, if you want to spend $150 on a palette, go ahead. If I want to spend it on a palette, I will when I want to, on what I want to. This palette right here looks like a palette from Claire's for my cousin who's 5 years old. Please, can someone tell me it does not? That's just what it looks like to me. I would not buy a palette with full on shimmers, with 2 lilac colors, with that frosty blue shade. This is just not a palette that I'm interested, that I would buy. That's just my opinion. It is what it is. If you don't like it, that's okay. I respect your opinion. I feel like maybe we can mutually respect each other's opinion on why I don't want to buy something and why you want to buy something. But this palette was just a big ass no for me. As soon as I saw it, I was like, why is this page sharing like kids makeup? And then I was like, oh shit, it's not. It's a Viseart palette. And you guys know these palettes go for over $80, $90, $100. I wouldn't, no, I'm sorry, but no, I'd rather spend that money on food, even if I don't need it. Next is this Urban Decay palette. So I came to the realization that, yeah, back then when I was younger, the palettes, the Urban Decay shadows wouldn't stick to my eyes. I'm much older now, so maybe I can try their palettes out again. So I've been keeping my eye out for Urban Decay palettes, new palettes. But this one is just not my cup of tea. I mean, it's a beautiful palette. It's gorgeous. It is beautiful. But the colors inside, they just don't catch my attention enough for me to want to buy it. It's a neutral everyday palette. I already have my neutral everyday palettes. This one is just not one I'm interested in. And on my wish list that I do want to buy, I'm going to start off with ColourPop, the collaboration they had with I Love Sarai, their new collaboration. I personally have purchased products from their collaborations and they have always been amazing, which is why I keep wanting to buy them and to support her. I feel like I watch her videos and I actually enjoy her content and stuff, so it's nice to support her. Now this palette is fire. I was immediately attracted to that yellow shade, obviously, and that like sparkly emerald green and that other green down there. Beautiful. That is definitely a palette on my wish list. It's so pretty. The packaging is a different color. It's different. So it's different enough that it catches your attention and you're like, I want it, I need it. And the other part of her collaboration is the lip trio. I think they have it as a bundle, like the palette and the lip trio. That's actually a bundle I want. And it has 2 liquid lipsticks and a lip gloss. The lip gloss, the color looks beautiful, as well as the liquid lipsticks. Even though one of the shades is like nude, it's a pretty nude from what I've seen, like when she applies it and stuff like that. It's really pretty. So I would actually use it. And then this, I kind of want to try it out. Fenty is launching concealers and setting powders. You guys know, if you guys don't know, I have an obsession with setting powders, but I just want to try all the ones that there is to see which one's the best one. But yeah, I am interested in trying her concealer. I heard that it's a like similar or a dupe to the new NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, and I also want to try that one. That one's on its way, so it'll be here soon. But the Fenty one, I'm pretty intrigued by it. Also, Morphe is launching foundation, concealer, setting powder. Also interested. I would say this one is more so because they have 60 shades available, which is crazy. I mean, they definitely did it right. They're hitting it off right away with the 60 shades. That's what I mean by other brands. Like, you know, you can get it together, even if it takes a little longer for you to launch your products. I mean, get it together, get all the shades for the whole rainbow. Now, it is also a full coverage matte foundation, which you guys know is what I wear, which I love. And I am also excited to try the powder and the concealer. So those 3 are also on my wish list, and we will see. Let me know what you guys think of those new launches. Are you interested in them as well? The Fenty concealers, the Morphe. Have you tried the I love Sarai collaborations. What did you think of this anti-haul? Do you like that I include a few little wish list items, not just, you know, the anti part of it? Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all your support, and like always, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!